What's up, guys? We are here today at Kennywood for my first ever visit. Oh, I'm so excited to finally get out to this park. I'm pretty surprised I haven't been here considering it's not really that far from me. But yeah, I can't wait to try Steel Curtain now that it's back open. Phantom's Revenge over there, which looks incredible. So yeah, let's go in and ride the coasters.
Wait, no, say you have a man.
All right, here we go. Gotta walk under the road over here through a tunnel. All right, so I think the first thing we're gonna do is probably Skyrocket. The OG Skyrocket. Low capacity rides right at the front of the entrance. Figured I'll give it a ride now. Here we go. All right, just got my first ride on Skyrocket. That wasn't too bad, honestly. I do kind of understand what people say about this being kind of more of a family launch coaster. It's not too thrilling. It has 2 inversions. There's some decent airtime on the camelback, or not the camelback, the top hat and the drop off the mid course. But other than that, it's kind of just a nice, fun ride. That was my first Skyrocket without the comfort collar, so yeah, it was pretty good. Just wanted to knock that out of the way because now it's got a long line, low capacity. Now we're gonna go back for the main event, Steel Curtain. Tallest coaster in Pennsylvania, most inversions in North America. Let's go. Holy crap, this thing looks huge from here. The scale of it, the pictures don't do it justice. "10 minutes, not too bad, let's go." So hyped for this ride. So I just had my first ride on Steel Curtain in the back row, and yeah, that was a really fun ride. It's definitely a bit tamer than what I was expecting, but overall, that's a very fun ride. The inversions are fun. There's not a lot of airtime or anything. It's this pretty much the size and the speed of this thing are its advantages, and then the placement over that like little lake area and over the pathway is pretty cool. So yeah, I definitely like this ride. It's not as good as I was expecting. I think I am slightly underwhelmed, but I mean, it's a massive coaster. And it's still really fun, so I'm gonna give it another ride near the front and see how that is. I'm gonna go do some other things actually before I get a second ride on Steel Curtain. The line's getting a bit long and I wanna knock out some of these other rides, especially Phantom's Revenge. Gonna go do that next. I've heard that's the real like star of this park. Some of my favorite park days are days like today where I'm just exploring a park I've never been to. I don't even know where I'm going. Just being surprised by everything around here. This honestly looks like a very nice, well-kept, small park, I would say. It doesn't seem very big, which isn't a bad thing. It's not always a bad thing. Looks like a lot of rides just crammed into a smaller terrain kind of space. Oh, there's a little Phantom, another credit. And then there's 3 really old wooden coasters here that look sick that I'm gonna ride. So for those of you who don't know, Phantom's Revenge used to be an aero mega looper that eventually was converted into pretty much just a hyper style coaster with airtime hills. And yeah, this is one of the most highly acclaimed coasters in the country, so one of my bucket list rides. And Steel Curtain is the biggest coaster in Pennsylvania in terms of the height, but this has a drop that's like 20 feet bigger, like 240 feet. All right, here we go. Probably my most anticipated credit here. Honestly, just because it seems like a ride that I would love. Like I said, I did like Steel Curtain, but I like these intense ejector machines, and that's what I've heard this is, so I'm ready to be blown away. Wow, it doesn't look like there's too much of a line. This is awesome. Might have to give this a bunch of rides, especially if I like it. All right, I'll let you guys know what my opinions are of this coaster. Baby, I just got my very first ride in the back row on Phantom's Revenge. That's an incredible ride, honestly. There's tons of airtime just in areas you wouldn't even expect. Like I thought it was just gonna be on the hills. There's some just like parts where the track levels out, and it's just incredible how strong the ejector is. That definitely blew me away. Was not expecting it to be that strong of airtime. Holy crap, that was awesome. This looks really good over here. I'm definitely gonna have to give this a ride later. It's a nice hot sunny day, but I'm gonna go get more rides on Phantom's Revenge. But first, there is an indoor coaster back here. It's a Revachon spinner, so I want to knock that out quick before the line gets pretty long, because those aren't great capacity rides. Well, the Revachon spinner isn't actually open yet. Seems like a lot of the rides down in this section of the park aren't open. This is getting ready to open soon. Pittsburgh Plunge, Black Widow, a huge frisbee ride. That'll be opening soon. Hopefully it's testing. So yeah, pretty much just gonna go get a few more rides on Phantom's Revenge and then check out some of the fantastic wooden coasters. All 3 wooden coasters that are here were all built in the 1920s. So they're all like pretty old classic rides. So just got a second ride on Phantom's Revenge. I went in the back row. There was nobody in the back, so I just decided to go for it. But yeah, that's a great ride. Love that. Gonna have to get more rides later. Not gonna go on this big frisbee Black Widow. Looks like it swings pretty high. So just got my ride on Black Widow. That was honestly one of the better Discovery rides I've ever been on, in my opinion. It goes really high and you get tons of airtime. I think I like that better than all the other ones I've done, like Wonder Woman and Harley Quinn at Six Flags America. So yeah, haven't done Sky Striker yet. The line was too long when I went to Great America last year, so I do want to try that one. But so far I think this is my favorite. So now I'm just gonna go out and get some of the wooden coaster credits. Next ride I'm doing now is Thunderbolt. Not sure, there is a wooden coaster here where you have to be like paired up. There's no single riders in rows, so I think this is it. So I'm gonna have to find maybe an odd group or something. But yeah, this looks pretty crazy, honestly. Like I said, all 3 wooden coasters are 1920s. So I just got off a Thunderbolt paired up with a odd couple. And yeah, that was really cool. That was very interesting. You kind of start off with it's very terrain driven. You dive down into a valley and then you turn around and then go up the lift hill. There's a bunch of, it's like kind of like the lift hills halfway through the ride. And then the laterals around the 2 helixes right here are incredible. I can see why you have to sit with someone, because you'd be flying across the sea. It also has buzz bars, so you get some decent airtime. And overall, just a very unique overall wooden coaster that, I mean, I can't believe this was around in the 20s. That's incredible, especially with the construction difficulties it probably had with the terrain. So very impressed with this coaster. Here's a little Phantom. Gonna just get the cred real quick and then move on the rest of the day. Got 2 more major wooden coasters to do. Got Jackrabbit, which I've heard is pretty insane, and Racer. So yeah, go ride these 2. More 100-year-old wooden coasters. I mean, it's insane. So here's Racer. Now, I am not sure. I'll find out in a sec. If this is 2 credits, I feel like I have to count it as 2 credits because it's too, you can't ride. I don't know if it's an Mobius looping coaster. Like, it's 2 different rides. I don't know. I'll decide. I mean, I'm kind of loose with my credit counts. If it feels like a different credit, it's a credit. And I would say this is probably 2 rides, but if I get on and I feel like it's just the same thing, I'll probably just count it as 1, but we'll see. I mean, it looks really fun, honestly. I'm excited to get a ride on this. I'm gonna come back to Racer soon. The line's pretty long, so I'll go ride Jackrabbit real quick. And yeah, we'll finish up the rest of the creds.
She was so ready to do it, and I was pumped. She was dodging every ride. She didn't ride this one. I'm like, all right, she didn't ride with Thunderbolt.
Just got a backer ride on Jackrabbit. That was awesome. I've heard some great things about the double down, and yeah, it definitely didn't disappoint. Some insane ejector going down that double down. The rest of the ride's pretty tame, but it's a pretty small family coaster. It's 105 years old, and yeah, that was just a really enjoyable ride. I'm loving these terrain wooden coasters. Next, gonna do the Old Mill. It's like a little boat dark ride. I've heard many things about this ride too, so gonna try it out, see how it is. Then I'll probably get lunch and finish riding everything else. Racer's got an extremely long line now, so probably gonna wait till later in the day. That's a pretty cool little boat ride. Just got off the mill. That was a really fun, enjoyable ride. I'm very happy I did that. Definitely worth the wait. Only waited about 15 minutes, to be honest, so it wasn't too bad. Probably gonna get lunch now and keep on riding rides that I haven't gotten to ride yet. There's a lot of like quirky, unique rides here, like that Kangaroo ride that I want to ride. So yeah, there's definitely a lot more stuff to do than just the coasters. I still have to do Racer and Exterminator though. Probably gonna give this a ride now. Just had lunch, so yeah, get a little wet real quick. Okay, got a ride on Pittsburgh Plunge. That was pretty good. got absolutely drenched and then went and changed into some dry clothes. But yeah, that was definitely worth it. It's getting hot out now. The only thing is there is no timer for this one. All right, I think I'm just gonna send it and go on the racer. It's still got like a 30-minute line, but that's not as bad as it was earlier. So I'm just gonna do it and see if maybe later I can get the other side. If not, it's not the end of the world. They look pretty similar, so. So just got 2 rides on racer, did both sides, and I did a front row and a back row. I think the front row was the best in my opinion. That last pop up into the final turnaround, I got some insane airtime, like flew out of my seat. That was sick. But overall, pretty good family coaster. Obviously this is 100 years old, like I said, with a lot of the other Woodies. So I don't think it was like intended to be a family coaster, just the way technology has developed and everything. It's really good for families. But yeah, great ride. Man, this Kangaroo ride was so much fun. You get some crazy pops of ejector airtime when you go over that little hump. That was really fun. I've never seen anything like this ride. I mean, I've seen like modern versions of it, but those are very tame compared to this. That was awesome. So I think I'm just gonna go back and send it on that Rivershine indoor spinning coaster. I mean, it's the last credit I gotta get now, and I don't know if the line will get much shorter. It's just got a bad capacity. So yeah, I'll just tough it out and then start the re-ride session. I need some more rides on both Steel Curtain and Phantom's Revenge, because those are just clearly the 2 best coasters here. This is pretty cool, honestly. Even though it just leads to a Rivershine Wild Mouse. Oh my god, just got off Exterminator. That was the best Rivershine Wild Mouse spinning coaster I've ever been on. That was awesome. The theming inside's really cool. I would say that's my favorite Wild Mouse I've ever done. Like, that was better than even like the Dark Knight rides, where, I mean, the theming in there isn't as good as this. This is really good theming. And there's almost like a mini launch at the beginning. Like, it just shoots you off into the chain lift. That was awesome. I love that. Yeah, so that was by far the biggest surprise of this trip so far. Wow, that was awesome. All right, now that I've pretty much done everything I've wanted to do, time for a bunch of re-rides. Gonna go back to Steel Curtain because Phantom's Revenge does have quite a line, and it's not currently operating. It's testing because it broke down. So just gonna go ride Steel Curtain, and yeah, we'll go from there. So I got a few more rides on Steel Curtain, including a front row. I would definitely consider this a front row ride, in my opinion. I think it rides slightly more intense and you get more ejector on some of the pops. But I'd still say this isn't like an elite coaster. It's a very fun ride. I've enjoyed it thoroughly today. Got 3 rides. It just broke down and they cleared the entire station. I was waiting for another front row ride. I was actually like 1 ride away from getting on again. But that's probably gonna be it for this ride. I don't see them opening it again. It seems like this is gonna be quite a long downtime. So yeah, gonna go ride Phantom's Revenge and maybe a few other coasters to wrap up the day. Just got a back row ride on Phantom. Definitely warmed up a little bit, and yeah, I mean, the first half's pretty good. I mean, it's not great. It's all right. The drop off this second hill is pretty good, but it really picks up the pace in the second half, and I think that's really where this ride shines. Other than that, I would say it's just, you know, a really good ride. Once again, I wouldn't personally consider it like elite, but I would say this is the best coaster at this park. And one of the best coasters in Pennsylvania. I think just in general, I'd probably in Pennsylvania take Skyrush, Wildcats Revenge, Candemonium, and Storm Runner over this. I would probably put this at number 5 in the state, but I'm gonna be riding Ravine Flyer 2 in a few weeks, so I'll see how that rides too. But man, this ride is what Steel Force is not. Like, Steel Force is all about that floater airtime. Even the final hills, while they're stronger, they're still floater airtime. This is straight ejector and almost like scary ejector because the lap bar is very weird. It's not like a traditional Morgan lap bar, but yeah, it's very freeing and it's really nice. So pretty much now, just gonna go check out the Skyrocket line and then ride that. And if not, pretty much just gonna head out and wrap up the day here. Got my final ride on Skyrocket. Now just gonna head out. It's been a really good day, honestly. So I've exited the park, and that's pretty much going to conclude this first ever visit to Kennywood. Overall, I would definitely say that this was a good visit. I do like this park. The vibes of it are really nice. It's like a very classical feel, a lot of old rides. Operation wise, they're pretty good, honestly, but it's like hit or miss. Some rides like Phantom's Revenge and Skyrocket were being, you know, just sending trays out left and right. Whereas rides like Steel Curtain, Black Widow, I'm trying to think of any else. I mean, Racer wasn't great. They were really slow operations, so there's some things they could improve, and I'm sure, I think this park's owned by Herschend now, so that's a huge improvement right there already. But yeah, overall, definitely a really fun park. I don't know if I'd consider this a visit every year park. Maybe every 2 years I'll come back and visit, or if they add something new, I'll try it out. But other than that, just a really nice fun park to visit. Nothing major, pretty small. You could probably do a half day here. I did a full day just because it was my first time and I wanted to ride pretty much everything. But yeah, I definitely recommend it if you're a coaster enthusiast. Steel Curtain's really fun. Not like an elite coaster, but just a good overall ride. And honestly, same with Phantom's Revenge. It's a really good ride. I wouldn't put it up in like my top 50, but it's definitely in my top 100. And I would definitely say it's a really high ranking ride in terms of the state of Pennsylvania. So if you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a ton. Thank you guys for watching this vlog, and I'll see you guys next time. If you'd like to support the channel even more, become a member and receive numerous benefits, such as watching all my videos the day before they release, access to my monthly top 25 coaster list, member shoutouts, and more. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.